Hi everyone. Once again welcome you in this session Fiber to Fabric class 7. Today we are going to know the question answers of this chapter. So students, now there is a short answers question, and the first question is write a short note on sericulture. So what do we mean by sericulture? Sericulture or silk farming is the cultivation of silkworms to produce silk. That means it is a silk farming. We can say them silk farming, cultivation of silk to get silk fibers. Although there are several commercial species of silkworms, and in that, Bombyx mori is the most widely used silkworm. Silk was believed to have first been produced in China. So there is so many kind of silkworms, but Bombyx mori is very common and most widely used silkworm to the entire world. So and it is believed that it is produced for the first time in China. Bombyx mori is known as mulberry silk. Question number 2. What are the harmful effects of the wool industry on human health? So that means the person who are working in wool industry, what kind of health problem they are suffering from. So generally, the workers in industry get infected by a bacterium which is known as anthrax, which causes a fatal blood disease called Shorter's disease. Shorter's disease, why? Because while shorting that wool fibers, they get infected by this, or they will come in contact with this anthrax bacteria, and that is how they are suffer from Shorter's disease. And the next one is respiratory disease, like asthma and bronchitis are very common among these workers. They may suffer from various skin infections. Okay, so these are certain diseases which is uh, which is infected to the workers who are working in this industries. So students, third question is discuss the type of natural fibers with examples. So students, there is different types of natural fibers, that is plant fiber and animals fiber. Plant fibers we obtain from plant sources like cotton plant, from jute plant and flax plant. Animal fibers, we get this fibers from the animal sources, and are known as animal fibers, for example wool and silk. So this is the answer of question number 3, different types of natural fibers. Now students, question number 4, compare natural and synthetic fibers by giving one examples each. So here there is a difference between natural fiber and synthetic fiber. Natural fiber, they are obtained from plants and animals, as we just talked about, that from where we get this natural fiber, of course from plants and animals. But synthetic fiber, they are obtained from chemicals. Actually they are made in factories. They have the natural colors, which have natural fibers having their own natural color, like white, brown, golden. These are the natural fibers, colors of the natural fiber. But synthetic fiber do not have a particular color. The colors can be added as per requirement. And the natural fibers are eco-friendly, as if they are rotted, they will not harm the ecosystem or the environment. But synthetic fiber, it is not eco-friendly, it is not biodegradable. So hence it is not biodegradable, they may pollute the atmosphere. Natural fibers, when they completely burns into ash, which is not actually they will not pollute any environment. But synthetic fibers, they are on burning, it melts and gives out a chemical smell, a very bad odor. And natural fibers is quite expensive than synthetic fiber, but synthetic fiber is cheaper than natural fiber, so that everybody can afford this synthetic fiber. So it is told you to never go to your kitchen or cook food with nylon clothes, because it may catches fire and it stick on your body, so they are very much dangerous. So it is always advised to wear cotton clothes while you are doing any work in or any cooking in your kitchen. So student, here question number 5, what are the different types of fibers? Students, there is two types of fiber. Just now we have talked about natural fiber and synthetic fiber. Okay, natural fiber, that is jute, cotton, etc. Artificial fiber like nylon, acrylic, polyester, rayon, etc. Name some animals. Question number 6, students. Name some animals from where we get wool. So we get wool from animals like sheep, llama, alpaca, angora goat and camel. Many more are there, but few examples are there. Students, so the next question, now on describe your screen, the life cycle of silkworm with a well-labeled diagram. Describe the life cycle of a silkworm with a well-labeled diagram. So here on your screen, it is a diagram of life cycle of silkworm. So how it starts, like male and female silk moth, they lay eggs, and they lay eggs on mulberry leaves, and after some times that egg hatches into caterpillar or larva, and when it becomes larva they start eating up the mulberry leaves, and after some times they cover themselves with white thread like structure which is called cocoon, which is made up of protein, and after few days that cocoon breaks up. Inside the cocoon there is a developing silk moth is there, which is the stage called pupa, and this is the stage, that is the cocoon is the stage where the farmers collect this and sent into the factory for the other processes to get silk fiber from the cocoon. Otherwise that cocoon breaks up, because the silk moth which is developing inside the cocoon, they develop itself and then break that cocoon and it comes out as a silk moth. So this is the life cycle of silk moth or silkworm. Okay, maybe it is clear to you. So students, here question number 8, what are the health hazards in sericulture? The question means the workers, the person who are doing sericulture process or working in a sericulture process, what are the health hazards? So students, like the first health hazard is uses of chemicals to dye the silk may result to irritation of eye, infections of skin, lungs and breathing problem. Actually the chemicals, whatever the chemicals we use, ultimately they are chemicals, and there may be some harmful side effect of them. So the workers, they use that chemicals to for dyeing the silk fibers or fabrics, so it may causes irritation, infection of eyes, skin and lungs or breathing problem. Even machine loud noise leads to hearing disorder, because in sericulture industry or during reeling process there is a heavy or loud noise as well as very extensive or light. So that may be loud noise may be led to hearing disorder. That means they may be lost their hearing. Then manual handling of cocoons may lead to blisters on their skin, because cocoons are what? They are worms. So their larva, their saliva, they may be led to blisters on their skin. Blister means it's like a fora and funsi. Standing for hours, matlab they are standing for many hours, and that may leads to backaches. Maybe they deformed their legs also. They started backaches, माने back का problem start हो जाता है. Formalin used during rearing acts as a carcinogen. It also causes eye and nasal irritations. So what is formalin, students? Formalin is a chemical which is used during rearing of that uh, silkworms. And acts as a carcinogen. It means carcinogen is a chemical substance which may form cancers. So that is the problems or health hazards the workers faces in the sericulture industry. So here question number 9, students. How is wool obtained from sheep? Write down about the steps involved in wool production with explanation. So we know that, students, how we obtain wool. We obtain wool from the fleece of animals like sheep who yield uh, uh, wool. Their fleece from their fleece we obtain that wool fibers. What are the steps involved in wool production? The first is shearing. What do we mean by shearing? So before going to shear, what happens? If we want to get wool fiber, so we rear that animals. We domesticate that animals. We provide them proper shelter, proper food, so that we could get proper or good quality of wool fiber. So what is shearing? Shearing is the process of removal of the fleece from an animal, that is called shearing. It is a very simple step. It is only the removal of fleece, like shaving of the fleece from their body. And these shearing is done usually in the spring or summer season. Okay, with manual razor and blade or with special clippers, maybe with the machines, modern machines that helps to chop, or they remove their fleece from their body. And the next step is scouring. Scouring involves washing of sheep hair in tanks to remove grease, dust, and dirt from it. It means because maybe these animals having dust, any kind of dirt, grease, oil, germs. So scouring is very much needed. So scouring is done in tanks to remove this kind of dust, and grease. Then after that we do the process called grading and shorting. Grading is the breaking of the fleece based on overall quality of the wool. That means we shorted out lengthwise, color wise, and mixture wise, so that it is easy to dye the in different colors. Okay. The next is dyeing and drying. So after grading and shorting of wool fibers, now these wool fibers sent to the factory for dyeing. That means different colors में dye करने के लिए उसे भेज दिया जाता है. That is, the fibers are then dyed in various colors as per the demand, and then dried. Dried means they are dried up in exposure to the sunlight using rollers to squeeze out as much water as possible. Okay. Then after carding is done. After drying, the colored fibers are combed, straightened, and rolled into yarn. So if there is any kind of burrs and anything, if it is there in the fibers, they must be combed. Students, here combed spelling is written wrong. It is COMBED, combed. So write it down properly. That is combed. So that is straightened, and roll into yarn. Then after carding, spinning is done. So what is the process called spinning? It is the wool fibers after carding, they are twisted together to form yarn. One fiber is twisted together, or more than one fibers are twisted together to form an yarn. Now this yarn is ready to use for making fabrics like sweaters and all. And after that, weaving is done. The wool is then woven and knitted into fabric either manually or machine. That means now this wool is ready to, or yarn is ready to make sweaters and other woolen fabrics. Okay. So it is either done manually or by machine, that is knitting machine. Okay. So this is about the different steps involved in wool industries or wool production. Now the next question is, why do people wear cotton clothes when it is hot and humid, and woolen clothes when it is cold? So students, it is very simple question. I hope you know about this answer. Cotton fabrics let the air flow and soaks the sweat. Hence it keeps us cool. That's why we wear cotton clothes in summer. Whereas woolen clothes have fine pores filled with air, and wool and air both are bad conductors of heat. So therefore in winter we wear woolen clothes as they check the conduction of heat from the body to the surroundings and thus keeps the body warm. So that is why we wear cotton clothes in summer season and woolen fiber or wool in winter season. So students, I hope you understand all the question and answer. So do write your question and answer in your copy and send it to the Google Classroom so that I will check the question and answer. So till then, stay blessed students, and thank you very much.